Hi, my name's Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I was going to go live on Facebook today. Well, I did actually go live on Facebook today. So if you go over to my Facebook, or if you're not watching this on Facebook, it's Cheri's Cards. I had intended to do a Facebook live of my own. And the project I'm going to do today was sketched out, but I hadn't done it. I'm in a group with a couple of my other demonstrators and then a larger group with some of my demonstrators. So we had worked on some of that stuff, and then before March, we used to get together once a week, and we always do a live together. But we've had to do everything new and different as the case may be. And so we hadn't met together for maybe a couple of weeks. So our meeting took longer, and then we did our lives. So those are there. And it does have some of my upcoming events on those, so you can go over and watch it. But then some of you know my tire saga. The car place called, and my husband was working from home today, and they could get my car in. I have not had a car. He had a pothole the day my niece was here from New York, and the day before everything went into lockdown, before we even dreamed that everything in the world could possibly be closed in America. He had a pothole that Saturday, and we called that afternoon, and they said, bring your car in on Monday. This was the middle of March, and they've been closed since then. So I have literally been locked down. So they called and they said that they could get us in at 2, and it's Friday. So if we didn't go today, then we were gonna have to wait till sometime next week. And y'all, I have a hair appointment next week. So I needed a car because I'm not missing my hair appointment. So everything got, when's the last time that you had to rearrange your schedule because you had to go somewhere? It was like an adventure. So we did that, and then while we were out, my car was getting its new tire, it's the same tire, but while it was getting it fixed, we went to the grocery store, and so now I'm home. So I'm gonna film this, and then I will try to go live early next week. But I have the new catalog, and if you are one of my customers and you've bought from me since February of this year, any size order, or if you've been to one of my camps or classes and purchased from me there, then it's in the mail to you. Some of you may have gotten it today if you live close enough to me. They went in the mail yesterday. So those are out. Those of you that qualified for the free card class, it's included in there. Then these, which are actually really, really cute this year. There's some really cute stuff. It's the beginner brochure. And normally I don't give these out to a lot of y'all because you're not beginners. But there's cute stuff in it this year. Some of it's in the catalog as well. But I just got a whole bunch of these, and so I will send you these with your thank you gifts in June. So if you purchase from me and then you get a thank you gift in June, you'll get one of those. I wanted to send you one with your catalogs, but I didn't want to hold them off because I had no idea when they were coming. And then they arrived today. So I do have those. If you come to camp in June, then you'll get one of those. So I did want to quick go through all of these are all tutorials that are already up on my YouTube channel. And I wanted to let you know, if you didn't get a catalog and you want one, all you have to do is go to my website, and the links are down below, or wherever you're watching this, you can find the link. Any size order and use the host code, and that just lets me know that you need a catalog. I had said through, I don't remember, that you got the free card class. I'm getting ready to cut that off because I've used them all up. There was a great response to that, and I'm done cutting those up because they're retired stuff. But I have a really good one coming up that will start in June, and everybody's gonna wanna do that. It's gonna be such a fun card class, and it's gonna be, for those of you doing the one now, it's gonna be real similar, but it's gonna be called All Things New, and it's gonna be 10 classes. It's gonna be like a try it club, but instead of getting a whole lot of stuff, you're gonna get a little bit of a lot of stuff, and then you're gonna have a card to use it with, and it's gonna be a template card. So then you can decide which of the stuff that you like the most and buy that instead of having a whole lot of everything and maybe not using it. This way you'll use it, you'll have the templates, and then you'll be able to get what you want and then use it that way. So watch for that. That's coming up. Then next Friday, the 22nd, is, if you already purchased from me in May, you'll be getting an invitation to our group Facebook event. And those are so much fun. And this one's going to be super fun because it's our sneak peek. So you're going to see all the things that we liked the best out of the pre-order. And you'll definitely want to see those because we've been having so much fun stamping with it. So there's 7 of us. It starts out 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's a private Facebook group, and you'll get the invitation from me if you've purchased in May. If you want to be involved, then just go to my website, make any size purchase, and you'll get the invitation for that. If you've already got the card kit or it's past today, then instead of the card kit, you'll get a different thank you gift. And I'll post that on my website. I haven't decided yet what it is, but the card kit is done. There's no more free card classes because I'm done cutting those. I'm done cutting. I need to start moving on to new stuff, and that was a retired class. So those are finished, but that is then. And then on June 3rd is the first day you can order. So if you get your catalog, you have a really good first day special. Everybody will have one. So if you already got your catalog from somebody else, you'll still have a first day special, because I always have a really good one. But it's a little bit better if you got your catalog from me, and it's always catalog kickoff day, and I'll be doing some fun stuff that day. And then later on June 19th, it's a Friday, we're going to have another one of our Facebook group events, but this one everybody's going to be invited to. You'll need an invite because it's on a private page, but if you've never been to one of our events before, then this is where you'll get to see what they're like, because they're fun. And this one, it's going to be our favorite catalog stuff that we got and that we purchased, and not that was part of the pre-order, the stuff that we wanted. There's a goat set, number one on my list. I need to have the goats and the camo. There's a camo set. I love camo. So here's a couple of tutorials if you've missed. This is the fern set. All these are up. Super, super fun. I will show you one thing real quick that I was going to show on my Facebook Live that I didn't get to. These little rings right here, I guess I should have said a little bit more on that tutorial about them. Well, maybe I won't, because maybe I moved them. They're really flexible. They're flat. They're flatter than, here they are. They're flatter than dimensionals. And they're flat. They're not like, I don't know how much, if you can see that. They're flatter than earrings. Like, they're not round. And they're sturdy, but they're flexible. Like those, they're not going to bend in the mail. They'll be easy to mail. I've had a lot of people ask what those are, but they are in the catalog, and wait till you see the card that I have coming up with them. I don't know if I'll get it posted this weekend or if it'll be Monday or Tuesday. Cute, cute card coming up with them, but they're fun, and like, they don't bend. So they're going to be fine to mail. Then these are all random. So got this little bird guy. Getting back. These are the sets that I'm getting back to because I've only done one. This one actually went to one of my girlfriends today who graduated from medical school, and she's off on a big adventure. And then I'm using two sets today. I'm mixing them. This was the very first card I did, and I did it straight from the box, like hadn't seen anything, stamped straight as soon as I opened my box. So this is called Tasteful Touches, and I'm using this set, but then I'm mixing it with the jars. And you've seen me do a whole bunch with the jars. So jars. Bunch of stuff with the jars. So our card today is super quick. It's a fast Friday. That's why I can talk a little bit to you. So let me aim the camera down and then we'll stamp. Okay, so we're using, jar of flowers. But we're only going to use the actual jar because I'm not going to use any of these flowers. So we're just using jar, not of flowers. And then we're using Tasteful Touches. And it has beautiful fonts. You can see how pretty those fonts are. Super, super pretty. My cat's crying because my husband's outside working in the yard and he thinks he should be allowed to go work. So we're using Tasteful Touches. You can see it has really pretty fonts, and then it's a background kind of set. It's to do kind of like vintage looking feel things, and it goes with the background paper that is like you walked into Home Depot. So let me get my water out of here. It's one of those days, you may have noticed my hair. So I started out the day thinking, oh, I'm going to do some lives. It's stinking humid here. It's so humid. And then when we went to get my car, it like deluged. So then I got wet. So I have some Sahara sand. And I have a piece of window sheet because we're going to use the jar, but we're not going to use the domes, but I wanted it to look domey. And then my very favorite, we have some shimmery white and some So Saffron. I'm going to stamp this piece first because I'm going to use StazOn, and there's a little story with my StazOn pad. I have 3 of them. Of course, none of them were super wet because they often have to be re-inked before you use them. And 2 of them were like bone dry. There's where my water was sitting. So how's that? I set it right on my scrap paper. Let me grab this one. This is better. And they were all so dry. So this one was the best, but because it's so humid, when I went to stamp on it, you know, if they're a little sticky, stays on pads. And when I stamped the jar, it like lifted this thing right up off the top. So it's no longer glued, and it's way too humid today here that if I glue it, it's going to dry before I needed to do this. So take your pick tool to the rescue. So I'm just gonna hold this here while I stamp, because I just pulled up and like the whole thing, it's muggy, and you know, it's been freezing cold and then it's gotten hot. That's Indiana for you. We're not gonna have any of the days where you get to have nice spring days and you open your windows. So today we could have the windows open, and I'm just gonna be muggy and have the windows open. So when you use Stays On, you wanna make sure it's nice and inked. And then it can also be a little slippy. So when you stamp, just make sure that you stamp, and it's flash drying, so you don't wanna leave your lid off. And the last couple of times that we used this at a demonstrator event, I think the lids just got left off, and it makes them kind of hard. So they need to like be re-inked and then sat, and I didn't have time to re-ink and sit. But you can also tell when it's stamped because you can see it. So just lift it off nicely. And it gives it dries fairly quickly. At your house in the winter, or at my house in the winter when the heat's on, it might dry really super fast. Today, because it is like muggy, I'm sure it's 100% humidity out there, and it's been raining. So I'm gonna set this aside and let it dry while we do everything else and get it last. But that's all I'm using from the jar of flowers is this, and then we're gonna use the punch. So then we are going to use the folder that comes in this suite that comes with the touches of texture, and it looks like carpet. It's really fun. I just have that little strip. It's about 2 inches by 4 1/4 maybe. I think I did it the full length of the card, fold it in half. So I just want a little bit of texture. Look how pretty that is. It would be really pretty like if you rubbed something over it. So that's all the embossing we're gonna do. This is a real quick card. It's so quick that I wanna make sure that my Stays On has time to dry. I'm gonna take my shimmery cardstock, and I'm going to slide my little ball jar punch up. I could slide it all the way up, but I found last time that didn't give me quite, I want just a tiny bit more room for my flowers. So punch that. So it's just here. Then you have this that you could put on the inside or just save it for another card, because those are too cute to throw away. And then I went with crushed curry and So Saffron. So let's start with the So Saffron to give us a little bit of depth. And then these are the flowers out of the touches of texture. And we're not going to have any stems. This is an arty card. And because I'm using this for my light color, I'm not stamping off. This is going to be my light. So just fill your vase up with some flowers. There we go. And then I'm going to use my crushed curry to be the dark on top. So this now gives some background feel to them. I'm not going to do as many of these, and I'm going to kind of fill in those gaps. I was all proud of myself that I got that scrap paper and then I laid my drink on it. I think that's pretty good. I inked it one more time, so let's get this off. So we've got this. And then I'm going to take Sahara Sand. And it comes with this fun little texture. And the Sahara Sand. And it just fills in the back. And I'm going to stamp off. It kind of makes like an antique wall or a old tile pattern. And I'm just stamping till it stamps off. And I'm not going to really go over my flowers because I don't want to compete with those. But just kind of up into the edges. Maybe get right there. So it looks like this. Super, super pretty. And then again on this one, I'm going to do the same thing just around the very, very edges. And I'm literally going to just stamp until it goes away. Because it's not hardly going to show, but I really don't like unstamped edges. It just makes it feel like the card's a little bit more filled out. And especially if you mount it at all crooked, then this gives a nice optical illusion that nothing on there is crooked. So that's that. And then I'm going to take my memento and these lovely words. This one says, just saying hello. It's a pretty font. It's nice and large. I'm going to do it in black. Just right here. Look how pretty that is. So, so pretty. And then I wanted some ribbon on it. Let me make sure this is dry. Yeah, it's dry. The one way that you can always make sure it's dry is to lay it here and press it. Yeah, it's dry. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is going to fit back here. You can see that this is way longer here. So just take your scissors. This is one time where it doesn't, and it's not going to be a shaker or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take my fuse, and you just need to adhere this to the back, which when we have our new adhesive, you would want the seal too, because it holds our window sheet better. Just flip this upside down. Super easy, just line this back up into its little hole. Just like that. And then this really pretty new ribbon that we have. I thought about tying it around, but really what worked the best was just taking this. Again, adding a little bit of fuse. And this just does a little faux ribbon around. Doesn't use hardly any of it at all. But when you flip it, you can see perfectly. It's really, really pretty. I hope you can see it. Go to my website and I'll put a nice close-up of it and you can see it there. And then I'm gonna pop it up because it gives you a little bit more illusion of that glass. So let's put this here. You can see it's muggy here and it is smearing a little bit of this. Because it's just taking everything. If you don't live where it's muggy, then you don't know what it's like. So we'll just smear it all and it'll give it a nice little haze because it's one of those, look how wet that is, which Memento ink dries quickly, but because it's so stinking muggy. That's why my hair wasn't worth it to curl today because it just got straighter and straighter. But there we go. It's one of those, there are some where if your word's smeared like that, your card would be ruined. This just blends right into it, so it doesn't matter. So here's a nice little tip for you. When you have these, actually in the new catalog, there's some new kinds of dimensionals, but everybody's always gonna have these extras. So see how this does a nice fun corner? We're gonna take this one here, and we'll put it down here. And in this corner here, I'm gonna use the whole thing for a corner. So don't ever throw away these corner pieces because they're actually perfect to use for things like this. And I'm going to take this corner piece. I'll use this long one here. And then I'll put this corner one up here. You can hear the birds. The cats are sitting in the window. Seriously, at the beginning of the week, it was like in the 30s. And today I have on shorts. And then just mount this so you can see now that it gives you that nice illusion of the glass. And then I took, there's no in colors on this card because you saw those are all colors that we have. But these are our enamel dots that are the in colors. And this is Bumblebee and Cinnamon. And they coordinate perfectly well with this card. So I can either try to cover this up, which I know is what a lot of you would do, is like, I'm going to try to cover that up. That's just going to draw attention to it. Let's focus all the attention over here, and that's just going to look like it's part of the old world charm, our little smear over there. So I'm going to add one of the bumblebee and one of the cinnamon, and that gets you some fun new colors, even though we don't have them. And then over here, this is our holiday rhinestone, which are also carrying over to the catalog. I'm going to add one of those right there. And there you go. Here's one that doesn't have my words smeared. Oops. I'm filming this direction. I forgot that I was filming this way. So super, I don't know, see this ribbon? You will have to go look at a close-up picture because the ribbon on it. And here, let me show you the smeared one, lest you think it's all the way ruined. I mean, it's smeary. Nobody is going to notice that but you. So unless you're entering it into a card contest or into your state fair, or you're giving it to another stamper who you think is going to dissect your card and care more about your art than the fact that you made it for them, don't worry about the little smear. It goes, if it's a wedding card and the whole card's white and you're only black sentiment smeared, then flip it over. But if it's something like this where it's a whole little collage of stuff, don't worry about it. Literally nobody's going to notice that. I'm gonna take a picture and nobody's gonna notice. So that's what I have for you this Friday. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.